Hello guys, a very good evening. Welcome to Gradeup Special 7 quiz, wherein we have got 5 questions for you from 7 very important magazines and sources which are very important for you for your UPSC preparation. So I hope you guys are excited. This is part 2. Yesterday we did part 1 and we will continue doing so from Monday to Friday. Alright, so गाइस सबसे पहले आप लोग जल्दी से menti.com पे रजिस्टर कर लीजिए. दिस इज द कोड इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू 8004017. प्लीज मेक श्योर यू एंटर दिस कोड बाय गोइंग टू www.menti.com एंड जल्दी से प्लीज एनरोल योरसेल्फ सो दैट योर scores can be reflected on the leaderboard. So please do it fast. We'll take a couple of seconds so that everybody can participate in the quiz and we can have more and more participation, and then we will begin with the questions. All right. Guys, hurry up. Again, for those of you, I'm announcing again who have just joined, please go to www.menti.com and use this code given here on the screen 8004017 so that you can participate in the quiz and your names can be reflected on the leaderboard. Alright, so the questions today that we have taken are from PIB, Press Information Bureau, and as such happens to be a very important source from which a lot of questions are asked in UPSC directly, because that comes directly from the government source. So as such happens to be very important. So let's begin by taking up the first question of the day. I hope you guys are prepared for the question answer round. Are you guys ready? Alright, so let's take up the first question without waiting any further. So here's the question in front of you. Which of the following statements is incorrect? So you have to find the incorrect statements, not correct statements, regarding the recent initiatives announced by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So you have 3 options over here. The question pertains to Ministry of Tribal Affairs. An e-portal called Swasthya was inaugurated, which is the first e-portal of its variety that provides health and nutritional information to the tribal population of India on a single platform. First option. Second is Ministry has partnered with social media giant Google through the GOAL program, under which the Ministry aims to mentor 5,000 tribal youth across India. And the third one is Alekh is a monthly e-newsletter released by the Ministry that will ensure the Ministry's commitment to the health and improvement of tribal communities. So you have sufficient time to answer this. Please be calm and composed and focus on the question, each and every word, and try to answer it correctly. You have a couple of more seconds left. Time is going to be up very soon. The countdown has begun. Guys, hurry up. Please hurry up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time's up. Let's see what's the right answer. It's 2 and 3 only. So 2 and 3 only. That means they are the incorrect ones. Guys, please do participate on the leaderboard by going to this menti.com and use this code so that we can have more participation on the leaderboard rather than some comments on the chat box. So please, those of you who have just joined and are not aware, it's an interactive quiz session wherein we'll be taking up 5 questions. You have to go to menti.com and use this code so that your names can be reflected on the leaderboard if you get them right. All right, so please do go through that. Okay, so this is the question. The question is basically talking about the recent initiatives by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So recently in the month of August, an e-portal was launched by our Union Minister for Tribal Affairs, Mr. Arjun Munda, and this e-portal is called Swasthya. Basically, it's the first e-portal of its variety, which is into providing this health and nutritional information related to the tribal population. Now, why such initiative was taken? Because we all know that the health standards of the tribal population of the country, they aren't as good as the non-tribal population, and there is a lot of disparity between the health standards of these two categories. And as such, to bridge that gap, the ministry has decided to come up with this very interesting initiative and promising initiative, by the way, e-portal called Swasthya, which will be providing a host of these information related to the case studies, best practices, research journals, etc., which can be exchanged and shared with the people on this portal, so that that experience and that exchange of information can be utilized. As for the second statement, so that is means the first statement itself correct, and the second statement which says that ministry has partnered with the social media giant Google. Now it's not Google, it's Facebook. It's Facebook through the Going Online as Leaders program, under which the ministry aims to mentor 5,000 tribal youth across India, and these tribal youth, basically they would be kind of the leaders in their own localities in trying to find out the issues that are that their regions, their areas are facing, and they can come up with their solutions. What could be the potential solutions to those problems, so that the socio-economic conditions of the tribals in those areas can be improved. So this initiative is with the social media giant Facebook, not Google. And the third is, that's why it happens to be incorrect one, by the way, second. And the third one, Alek, is a monthly e-newsletter. Now Alek, yes, of course, it's an e-newsletter released by the same Ministry of Tribal Affairs, but that is a quarterly e-news, this letter, right? So it would be quarterly, not monthly e-newsletter. All right, so now I hope that your confusion regarding this question is clear, and we can now proceed to the second question of the day. But before that, again guys, I urge you to first of all like and share the session, and also subscribe to Gradeup IS channel, because this is where the session would be taking place in future, and you need to get notifications for the upcoming classes, isn't it? So what you need to do is you need to subscribe to the Gradeup IS channel, those of you who have not done so far, and those of you who have already done it, subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you like the session, share the session as much as possible, so that your friends can also participate in this interactive session. All right, so for those of you who have just joined in, again this announcement, menti.com पे जाइए और ये code use कीजिए 8004017, so that you can participate in this quiz directly. All right, so all geared up for the next question. All right, so here we have this question in front of us, the second question, which is, which of the following statements is correct with regards to recently launched Swadeshi Microprocessor Challenge? Swadeshi Microprocessor Challenge की बात कर रहा है. 3 statements दिए हुए हैं. Go through them one by one carefully. Each and every word matters when it comes to UPSC exams, because in many of the words there could be traps, and as such you want to make sure that you don't end up falling in those traps. All right, so these 3 options are there. Please do go through them. There is sufficient time. Take your time, be cool, and try to solve it. All right guys, you have some more time. स्वदेशी माइक्रो प्रोसेसर चैलेंज की बात कर रहा है, रिसेंटली लॉन्च्ड. So you have to identify the correct ones, and your time is up. Time's up guys, time up. Let's see what is the right answer. The right answer is 1 and 2 only. This is the right answer, 1 and 2 only. All right, so no participation on the leaderboard so far. Guys, please make sure that you participate by going to menti.com and using this code so that we can have more participation. And as for this question is basically talking about the Swadeshi Microprocessor Challenge, which was recently launched by Ministry of Electronics and IT. So this was launched by Ministry of Information and IT, Ministry of Electronics and IT, so not Ministry of Science and Technology. So यहाँ पे ये third जो statement है ये incorrect है. And this initiative that was launched recently, the ambition is to have self-reliance and to provide impetus to the strong ecosystem of startup innovation and research in the country, and also to get these startups and students to have the solutions, technological solutions by using two microprocessors that have been named Shakti 32-bit, developed by IIT Madras, and Vega 64-bit, developed by CDAC. And CDAC, you know, this is an R&D organization under METI, Ministry of Electronics and IT. So very kind of advanced kind of R&D organization this they have created, and on the basis of using these two microprocessors, the challenge is to have the technological products in varying fields. So this is the challenge, and that is why first and second statements they are correct, and the third one, this is incorrect, because the this challenge, the competition that spans around 10 months from 18th of August जब registration date open हुई है इस साल, 18th of August से जुलाई तक जून तक ये competition चलने वाला है, and as such it was launched by METI, Ministry of Electronics and IT. So this is incorrect, 1/3. All right, so let's come to the next question of the day, question 3 of 5. Guys, please do like the session. Those of you who have just joined in, सबसे पहले आप सेशन को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, and also please make sure that you go to menti.com and use this code that is given here on the screen, which is 8004017. Pooja, it would be better if you can log into this menti.com and use this code so that whatever answers you are giving, the scores will be reflected on the leaderboard. All right. Kush, a very good evening. Nice to see you, but I can't see you on the leader box. Please make sure that you are logging into menti.com and using this code. All right, so all geared up for the next question, that is question number 3. Okay, so here we have the question. Recently, Indian scientists fabricated invisible shield for electromagnetic interference. Which of the statements are correct with regard to that? So this is the question based on science. Sufficient time, only 2 statements are there, so you have ample time. Please do go through them. Scientists from Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, Bangalore, an autonomous institute under Department of Science and Technology, have fabricated transparent and flexible EMI shields made of metal meshes using the crack templating method via spray coating. And second is, the invisible shield can be used in various military stealth applications and cover electromagnetic wave emitter or absorber devices without compromising their aesthetics. So no tukkabazi over here. I'm sure that इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन अगर आपने डील किया है, पहले कहीं पढ़ा हुआ है, then you would be in a better position to answer such questions. Otherwise यहाँ पे उतना random guesses नहीं चल पाएगा. So if you have done that, you'd be in a position to do that. All right, so guys, hurry up please. It's hardly any time left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time's up. Let's see what is the right answer. All right, so we have both 1 and 2. That means both of them, they are correct statements. All right, so nothing on the leaderboard. Students only participating in the chat box. All right, again guys, I will urge you to go to menti.com and use this code once again so that you can participate here in front of everybody, right? Not behind the scenes only. All right. As for the questions, you see both the statements are correct because scientists from CENS, this autonomous institute, comes under Department of Science and Technology. So first is this learning that this institute, autonomous institute, Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, CENS, एग्जाम में पूछ सकते हैं. अगर इस तरीके का क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेंगे तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि CENS कहाँ पे लोकेटेड है, राइट, और किस मिनिस्ट्री के अंडर में आता है, प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है या गवर्नमेंट के अंडर में आता है, या इनका क्या इन्होंने क्रिएट किया है. तो इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. सो द इंटेंट ऑफ सच क्वेश्चंस इज नॉट दैट एग्जैक्टली सच क्वेश्चंस वुड बी रेप्लिकेटेड इन द एग्जाम, बट इससे मिलता जुलता भी कुछ पेपर में आ जाता है, एग्जाम में आ जाता है. you'd be in a much better position to handle such questions. थोड़ा सा कैलकुलेटेड वर्क आप कीजिए अगर आपको पार्शियल इंफॉर्मेशन भी पता है, एंड आई एम श्योर दैट यू कैन गेट द क्वेश्चंस राइट प्रोवाइडेड यू हैव गॉन थ्रू those things before. All right, so they have fabricated transparent and flexible EMI sheets made of copper metal meshes. So copper metal meshes से बनाया है using this laboratory created technique which is called crack templating method via spray coating. ये इन्होंने लेबोरेटरी में ये क्रिएट किया है, ये वाला टेक्निक, which can also be used for various military stealth applications. So you know ये वाला जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, this is very important for defense purposes, also for the purposes of national security, also especially in the context of the ongoing scenario that we have right now vis-a-vis Pakistan and China. So this is the framework of this question. Both of them, the statements are correct. So here is the learning for you, and I'm sure you will remember this. All right, so let's come to question number 4 of 5. Question number 4. Mahesh, yes, of course, I'm sure that आप लोग मेहनत कर रहे हैं पूरी एंड वो मेहनत एक दिन रंग लेकर आएगी. कभी भी कोई मेहनत बेकार नहीं जाती, प्रोवाइडेड यू आर वर्किंग स्मार्ट. नंबर 1, तो स्मार्ट वर्क होना चाहिए, और दूसरा आपको खुद पता होना चाहिए दैट यू आर वर्किंग हार्ड, सो दैट यू डोंट नीड टू शो इट ऑफ टू एनीबडी कि मैं मेहनत कर रहा हूं. और शायद बहुत सारे होते हैं कि एक शो ऑफ ज्यादा करते हैं और एक्चुअली नहीं होता. सो आई एम श्योर दैट यू आर वर्किंग हार्ड, एंड आपको पता है दैट योर द कॉन्शियंस सेज दैट yes, of course you are going on the right direction. I'm sure that that will be fructified one day. So please do register on this menti.com and use this code so that you can participate on the leaderboard as well. Okay, so guys, please like the session. Don't forget to like this session. आपको काफी information पता चलेगी. So even if you are not in a position to handle these questions or some of these questions, please don't get disheartened. The intent is to acquire more knowledge, and the intent is to acquire the knack of giving the right answers. If at all you have knowledge, you can exercise it correctly, because a lot of students actually they tend to falter. They have a lot of knowledge, exam में जाते हैं, बोलते हैं सिली मिस्टेक्स हो गई, ये मिस कर दिया मैंने, करेक्ट की जगह इनकरेक्ट लिख दिया, या इनकरेक्ट सोचा, या इनकरेक्ट की जगह करेक्ट सोचा, ये तो क्वेश्चन में, या एक वर्ड नहीं पढ़ा ढंग से. सो दिस इज व्हाट द पर्पस इज. सो दिस इज द एक्सरसाइज सो दैट यू कैन gain more knowledge. Number 1, important things, because these 7 important magazines are like very important for UPSC. And number 2, you can actually develop that knack of getting the answers right. So this is the intent. Otherwise, please don't get disheartened if you are not aware about some of these questions. All right, so I'm sure that you are charged enough for the next question. So here is the question I'm presenting before you. All right, so on your screen, on your phones, here is the question. Recently, a mobile app was launched for PM Swanidhi scheme. Identify the incorrect statement. Now, please focus on this. Incorrect statements की बात कर रहा है, not correct ones with reference to Swanidhi scheme. And you have 4 options, long ones. You can go through these long statements yourself, right? You have sufficient time. लंबे statements हैं. Okay, all right. So voting has been done. And the right answer is 1 and 3 only. I think you guys did not take long enough to go through the options carefully. Please randomly नहीं ऐसे questions को mark कीजिए. Please make sure that you are going through each and every statement very carefully. There were 4 statements. As such, they were long ones also. आपको थोड़ा टाइम लेना चाहिए था, आपने थोड़ा जल्दी में कर लिया. सो कई बार क्या होता है, हमको इन्फॉर्मेशन पता होती है बट जल्दीबाजी में हम लोग सही आंसर नहीं कर पाते. बट नॉनदलेस दिस इज हाउ वी लर्न, इजंट इट? ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स सी व्हाट्स हैपनिंग ऑन द लीडर बोर्ड. ओके, नो पॉइंट्स सो फार, नो पॉइंट्स बिमल. आई होप यू वुड बी गोइंग थ्रू द options more carefully next time. Okay, so guys, ये question क्या बोल रहा है कि incorrect statement को identify करना है with reference to PM Swanidhi scheme. Now PM Swanidhi scheme, अगर आपको इसका full form पता है तो आपकी काफी आपको आइडिया मिल जाएगा खुद ही, अगर आप इसको expand कर सकते हैं इस acronym को, because a lot of information is contained in itself. For example, Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi Scheme. That means street vendors के लिए है, आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए. And as such आपको थोड़ा आइडिया लग जाएगा that street vendors के लिए है, right? Street vendors की आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए. तो इसमें क्या बोल रहे हैं, लोन, वर्किंग कैपिटल लोन दिया जाएगा उनको, उनकी लाइवलीहुड्स रिस्टोर करने के लिए बिकॉज of the adverse impact due to COVID-19 lockdown. We all know that these street vendors, they are a very integral part of the urban economy, informal economy, and as such, their livelihoods have been very, very badly impacted by the COVID-19 lockdown because they have a very limited working capital, isn't it? They don't have these large working capitals running into lakhs of rupees or maybe crores of rupees. थोड़ा अमाउंट होता है, तो इस तरीके से वो रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी जो बिजनेस है उसको उसमें इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, स्मॉल वर्किंग कैपिटल, एंड वट एवर कैपिटल दे माइट हैव हैड दैट वुड हैव श्योरली बीन एग्जॉस्टेड ड्यूरिंग दोज लॉकडाउन months. And as such, the government decided to support them, to help them restore their businesses, and that is why the government came up with this scheme called PM Swanidhi scheme for street vendors, under which the vendors can avail a working capital loan of up to 10,000 rupees. It is not 20,000 rupees. That is why you see first statement is correct. Second statement is also correct because it targets to benefit over 50 lakh street vendors who had been vending on or before 24 March. This is a condition. ऐसा नहीं है कि उसके बाद वेंडिंग करने लग गए और फिर आप लोन एक्सेस कर रहे हो. दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. सो ऑन और बिफोर 24 मार्च लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे, जब स्टार्टिंग में हुआ था लॉकडाउन, सो उससे पहले के टाइम पे अगर आप वेंडिंग कर रहे थे, सो यूड बी ग्रांटेड दैट लोन, यूड बी एलिजिबल टू अप्लाई फॉर द लोन. एंड देयर इज अ पोर्टल ऑल्सो, बाय द वे. पोर्टल में आपको रियल टाइम डेटा मिल जाएगा. यू कैन गो थ्रू दैट. आपको पता चल जाएगा कितने applicants हैं. Some 27 lakh applicants you can see, 26 lakh 93,000, something like that. Then you would have कितने loans sanction हुए, कितने loans dispatch कर दिए, disburse कर दिए. So ये सारा information आपको पोर्टल में मिल जाएगा. And it is correct. The second statement is correct. Then the third one, this is incorrect because 20,000 नहीं है. It is 10,000. 10,000 तक अगर जो working capital आपको मिलेगा, which is repayable in monthly installments in the tenure of 1 year. This is correct. And the fourth one, this is also right. On timely early repayment of the loan, an interest subsidy at the rate of 7% per annum will be credited to the bank accounts of beneficiaries through DBT. So this is also correct. All right. So let's move on to the next question of the day. I'm sure that you guys are prepared to take on the last question of the day, the fifth question of the day. Are you guys ready to take on this? I am fine, Shivam. I am fantastic. Shivam, please go to menti.com, use this code 8004017 and do participate in the last question. You are a bit late in the class, but nevertheless you can always try for the last question and see whether you are in a position to handle this or not. And for those of you who have just joined in, for them also the same instruction applies. Go to menti.com and use this code. Also guys, please don't forget to like the session and share it as well with your friends, because 7 important magazines और सोर्सेज से हम लोग क्वेश्चन लेके आते हैं एंड यूपीएससी बहुत अनप्रिडिक्टेबल हो गया है आजकल, कहीं से भी रैंडमली क्वेश्चन उठा सकते हैं और एक जो हमारे प्रिडिक्टेबल सोर्सेज होते हैं दैट इज लाइक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जो हम रेगुलरली क्लासरूम्स में करते हैं, जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल जो सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, बट उसके अलावा भी यूपीएससी कहीं से भी करंट अफेयर्स दे सकता है. एंड टू हेल्प यू डील विद दोज unpredictable situations, we have come up with this fantastic initiative which is this interactive quiz. तो आपको participate करने का मौका भी मिलेगा, आपको अपने knowledge को apply करने का मौका मिलेगा. And as such, in many cases you probably would not be aware about those facts, right? So आपको वो भी नई चीजें भी पता चलेंगी साथ में. Alright, so all geared up for the last question. Before that guys, please do subscribe to Gradeup IS channel so that you get the notification in time. Alright, so here we are, question number 5. Let's see what is it. Here it is there on your screen on the phone. Recently, Union Minister of Home Affairs reviewed the issues related to final publication of NRC in Assam. Which of the following statements are incorrect with regards to NRC? NRC बहुत मीडिया में था, काफी हाइप में था. इनफैक्ट अभी कुछ टाइम से शांत पड़ा हुआ है जब से कोविड लॉकडाउन स्टार्ट हुआ है, बट उससे पहले काफी न्यूज में था फ्रीक्वेंटली. सो इट इज अबाउट एनआरसी ओनली विच वॉज कंडक्टेड इन असम. सो 3 स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, आपको इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट्स फाइंड आउट करने हैं. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स आर इनकरेक्ट, नॉट करेक्ट वंस, राइट? सो इनकरेक्ट है कौन से स्टेटमेंट से? 3 में से. यू हैव 3 ऑप्शंस. ऑलराइट, okay, so we have some participation from students, but again the answer is 1 and 2 only. It is not what has been marked over here by you. Let's see the leaderboard. All right, so leaderboard shows Bimal and Shivam, both of you you could not open your account today. Better luck next time. I do hope that next time aap log you'll get like you'll have more answers on the leaderboard and you will get it right next time. Never mind, but at least you are learning something. Okay, so what does it say? It says that which of the following statements are incorrect. Incorrect कौन से statement है? Now you see जो first statement है, this is incorrect because 60 days से 90 days का भी जो review हुआ था, in fact in the month of August, वहाँ पे यूनियन होम मिनिस्टर हैं मिस्टर अमित शाह, उनकी मीटिंग हुई थी चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ असम से, चीफ सेक्रेटरी ऑफ असम से, एंड ऑल्सो द यूनियन होम सेक्रेटरी वॉज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट इन दैट मीटिंग. इट वॉज अ रिव्यू मीटिंग ऑफ द फाइनल पब्लिकेशन ऑफ एनआरसी, जिसमें डिसाइड किया गया था कि जो टाइम लिमिट है फाइलिंग अपील्स इन द फॉरेनर्स ट्राइब्यूनल्स, दैट वुड बी इंक्रीज फ्रॉम 60 to 120 days, सो दैट काफी सारे लोग हैं जो टाइम पे अप्लाई नहीं कर पाते किसी रीजन की वजह से, कुछ भी रीजन हो सकता है, तो वो टाइम फ्रेम उनको सफिशिएंट टाइम फ्रेम मिल जाए. सो इट इज 60 days to 120 days, राइट, रिगार्डिंग एक्सक्लूजन फ्रॉम द फाइनल एनआरसी. एनआरसी में नाम नहीं है, सो फॉरेनर्स ट्राइब्यूनल्स में 120 days तक अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. अंडर द प्रोविजंस ऑफ फॉरेनर्स एक्ट 1946 and Foreigners Orders 1964, only Supreme Court of India is empowered to declare a person as a foreigner. Now this is the second statement, guys. This is incorrect because only the Foreigners Tribunals under this act, Foreigners Act of 1946 and Foreigners Order 1964, only the Foreigners Tribunals, they are empowered to declare a person as foreigner. अगर वो declare कर देंगे that this person, so and so person is a foreigner, then that person with deemed to be a foreigner and appropriate legal proceedings can be taken against him or to deport him. And then the third statement says that the non-inclusion of a person's name in NRC does not by itself amount to her being declared as a foreigner. This is correct. अगर NRC में नाम नहीं है, that does not mean that the person has become a foreigner, because it could be a mistake, right? या मे बी डॉक्यूमेंट्स ना हो, या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का मे बी कहीं पे लैप्स हो गया हो. सो दैट इन इटसेल्फ इज नॉट सफिशिएंट टू लेबल समबडी एज अ फॉरेनर. बट उसके लिए जो फॉरेनर्स ट्राइब्यूनल है, उन्होंने अगर डिक्लेयर कर दिया that so and so is a foreigner, then he would be deemed to be a foreigner. तो उसके लिए एक ही criteria that the foreigners tribunal should declare that person as a foreigner. Otherwise ये जो तीसरा वाला है, the statement, this is correct. The first and the second ones are incorrect. I hope you got the gist of the thing. So NRC बहुत important है एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. न्यूज़ में इतना ज़्यादा है, NRC हो गया, CAA हो गया. So all these things actually apart from the politics around them, you don't have to worry about politics as candidates for UPSC. You just need to focus on the substance, what is important from your exam perspective. All right, so we are done with all the 5 questions of the day, and I'm sure that you guys did try your best, but never mind, next time I'm sure that your performance will improve, and we will also see more participation on the leaderboard than we have seen today. So till then guys, goodbye. I wish you and your families a very happy Diwali, a very safe and prosperous Diwali. I'll see you next time on Monday. Till then, goodbye, take care.